1, go.
Hi, welcome back to the Brown Lounge. If you saw any of our Ben & Jerry cake recipes or decorating, we're going to just do one more special thing for you today. We've got a couple of videos on YouTube, our YouTube channel, the Brown Lounge, and one of them is how you assemble a Ben & Jerry's cake, which is fun to do. Another one is how you actually create the whipped cream frosting and frost it. This particular one, we're going to actually show you how to decorate, and I've got my very favorite Ben & Jerry's decorator here, my daughter Chantal. She's with us for Memorial Day, back from college, and Chantal was definitely the best cake decorator at Ben & Jerry's. And so I thought perfect that I would have her show you how to do some things here to make the cake really stand out and be special. So we've actually got one of our cakes here. It's already frosted. Again, the frosting is a whipped cream frosting, a heavy whipped cream frosting with a little powdered sugar. And if you want to see how we do that, just check out the flipping and frosting of Ben & Jerry's cake, which is one of our videos. So let me just quickly show you how we do a fudge frosting. And you know, so many times I think folks think that, you know, frosting a cake and using a pastry bag and things like that, it's tedious and it's difficult and you have to be a specialist, but you really don't. This is just a disposable pastry bag that you can buy at any grocery store, specialty grocery store. I'm going to fold it back a little bit so that we can kind of get our little hand in there. And these are great. These are just little plastic holders that you can put inside your pastry bag, and they allow you to switch between different types of tips. And each tip has a different top that gives you a different look and feel. We're going to actually use this tip here. And one of the things that's really fun is you can try different tips to get different patterns and different looks on your cake. So Chantal will show you a couple. Oops, getting a little slippery right there. But essentially what you do is you just screw that little tip on, and then you fill your bag with frosting, or I've got one of my favorite fudges is Mrs. Richardson's fudge. You can do that. You can do it with caramel. We're using Pillsbury's Cream Supreme chocolate fudge frosting, which is a really easy frosting to use. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take some frosting, and you actually don't need a lot. We're just going to put it right in the bag, scoop it in, just like that. There we go. Whoops. Get a little bit more in there. Whoops, a little messy. Cake decorating can be a little bit messy. Always is. That's why you want to make sure that you've got kids around so that they can lick the frosting. Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Okay, so before I turn it over to Chantal, I'm just going to show you how you just want to push that fudge down so that it's close to the tip as much as you can. And then so that you don't get messy fudge on yourself, put that back up and then hold it like that. Push it down again to get as much fudge out as you can toward the bottom of the bag, and it's ready to go. Shanti, you want to demonstrate?
Yeah. Do you want me to do that piping first or the words?
Why don't you just show how you use different tips to give a different look, different textures, different thickness,
Okay.
and then we can decorate.
So as my mom was saying, you want to squish all the chocolate down to the very bottom, because you also, as you're squeezing, you don't want the chocolate to come back out the top of the bag. So I usually hold it with my good hand, and I hold the back of it just to make sure that it doesn't come out. And you can get these little pipings that just will go around the edge of the cake.
That's pretty. Looks like a little flower.
And that'll go around the bottom of the cake just like that. So those are some fun. You can always do like different swivels and stuff like that. You can always do the stuff like that, or little zigzags are always fun. Just different designs. You can be creative.
Excellent.
And then here we have a smaller circular tip, and this is for writing on the cake. And the same thing, you want to push down the fudge all the way. And we usually bring out some parchment paper or wax paper to practice a little bit, so we know what it is we're going to write before we actually put it on the cake, so there's no mess ups. So I'm just going to practice Happy Birthday Doug, because we are actually doing this cake for our friend Doug tonight. It's his birthday.
Cool. That looks pretty. Let's put it on.
So So you kind of get the idea. You can just do different designs. You can do different word lettering. You can do all caps. You can do cursive, that kind of thing.
Love
Yeah?
it. Yeah, love it.
Okay. So now I'll show you the piping on the bottom of the cake. Kind of the same idea that you did on the wax paper. I'm going to do some larger bulbs, I guess you could call them. Little flower bulbs all the way around. So that's how I do it on the
I
bottom.
always like the fudge as a nice complement to the white
Mhm.
whipped cream frosting.
Yeah, and I always do it on the bottom as well as on the top ridge as well, because I just like kind of the parallel. And you always want to make sure that your whipped cream is nice and frozen, because if it starts to melt, you want to put it back in the fridge and then keep going with your fudge, because you don't want it to start melting on you. Anyway, so you get the idea of that part going around the outside as well.
Nice.
Are we doing anything special? You just want me to write happy birthday,
I think
Doug?
happy birthday, Doug E. Fresh, if you have enough fudge.
Doug E. Fresh is what we call him. So we'll see how that works.
We won't really go into detail about why we call him that, but.
Oh boy.
So, I don't want to distract you from your beautiful writing there, but can you think of any of the crazy times you can think about when you worked at the Ben & Jerry store? Any good stories to tell from back in the day?
I remember one time when I was busy making cakes, actually. We only have a couple people on shift at one time. And we were so busy because it was a day during the summertime. And I was busy doing cakes, and another girl was trying to do the dishes while she was serving everybody.
Pretty.
And she was filling, we have a 3-compartment sink, and she was filling up the sink. This is my friend Kelly from high school.
From doing dishwashing.
We were doing dishwashing. And she walked away from the sink, and I was in the freezer doing my cake, and I walk out, and it had overflowed, and the sink was just splashing all over the floor. There was...
Was she texting or what?
No, she was serving people. She had filled the sink, and she forgot to let the water on, and I was in the freezer doing cakes, so that worked out really well.
That's a classic thing you get when you hire teenagers to work in your stores, but we sure had a lot of fun. Remember Free Cone Day?
Yeah.
We had people lined up around the corner waiting to get their free cones. We had the Mariners Moose come and serve. We had your principal come and serve ice cream.
Yep, I remember.
That was fun. That was so many great memories of those times. That looks really good, Chantal. Okay.
And this is, anybody can do this. If you have someone who has better handwriting than someone else, it works. You can also do fun little designs like, if you have enough fudge, I always like to do balloons.
Cool. Yeah, it's cool that you can actually just use a frosting off the shelf. There's lots of ways you can do frosting. You can make you can make it yourself. Like I said, you can use fudge. Fudge works really well, or just a frosting right out of the can can also work really well. Okay.
And you can never have too much chocolate on a cake.
Beautiful. Okay, let's show. All right. Of course, we would finish off the edges, but just in terms of time and film, we want to just show you how it would work. And that looks beautiful. So maybe we'll record a little bit of the eating of the cake later.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next time at the Brown Lounge, and I don't know, we'll come up with something that you can cook for our videos. Maybe
Maybe we'll do a college segment on
budget
margaritas
margaritas and budget food management
for college kids, because I need that even. Yep.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Bye.